Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good rotation of the earth. May the peace of the Holy Spirit be with you. Welcome to the World Crown. If you are a regular follower, you should know by now that the World Crown is also a first responder emergency system. We repeat the same things. What you listen to today will most likely be repeated. Our first responder information has changed little. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jose Maria Chavira. I am your host. My latest educational degree is a Master of Science degree in Psychology, 2011. Before my Holy Spirit, I am as inquisitive as you would be, asking all the hardest questions and having the expectation that my Holy Spirit will respond. On earth, communication with the Holy Spirit is challenging, even for myself. It is never easy to remind readers of the obvious, but my job is never to assume that mass media is carrying our information. There are many people who don't even know we exist. That is because we are not in the mass media, at least not to my knowledge. We wanted to be in mass media, but no one ever contacted us. So we've had to create our own news network and social media. Though our information network is small by comparison with the world's mass media, we feel it is more than enough. Our news and information translates into every language in the world. And with good confidence, I can say we have reached people in every part of the world. One day, every soul will know we exist. To discover our news network, look further down the page in section 1.7.1.2. If any of you have ever had a business, imagine the World Crown like a new business, which has to advertise itself. Religions advertise. Why not us? And so, in the absence of interpersonal communication with my offices, and in the absence of being syndicated, I must assume that we still have to keep the general message going using variations on the same theme. I have to assume we must still advertise. If this is your first time with us, I welcome you. New readers are joining us every day. If this is your first time with us, I'm required to tell you that we, the World Crown, exist to make a pre-existing judgment of God, 1919 to 1945, 1945 to 2012 to the present, public, help to facilitate it, and take responsibility for it at the same time. That means the date, 1919, has been chosen to define the beginning of the latest global judgment of God, inside which many escalations have taken place. The escalations are the details of the greater judgment. If this is your first time with us, I'm required to tell you that political, business, and religious leaders and the militaries of the world together with the organization, their anarchist and communist syndicates, have been declining gradually over the years. It means getting judged. During this latest judgment of God, the judgment of God is much more complex than fundamentalists make it out to be. Conspiracies and militaries which support conspiracies get judged during the judgment of God. And many judgments of people of conspiracy have occurred while following our progress now for more than 15 years. During their decline, they have failed to make official contact with us. A retired U.S. Air Force military intelligence officer has made contact, but that is not official. Family in the military also make contact. That is for family reasons. If this is your first time with us, I'm required to tell you that the status quo are not very good at telling the public about our existence. Much also depends which country we are speaking about. In smaller nations, we are more well known than in larger nations. If you are from the military and joining us for the first time, I welcome you. Good military people have a bright future in this world, but spreading communism, socialism, or democracy is not part of that future. Public health is going to be the theme of every military in the world in the not-so-distant future. If you are military and you are following us, make sure to remind your higher-ups that a judgment of God is in effect. They might not know. Your higher-ups are as much a victim of lack of information as you are. Also, many of your higher-ups have also been judged by God. Also, I am required to tell everyone that the use of supernatural power to shake up and catch the attentions of the militaries and governments has been approved by the Holy Spirit. This is to help atheist governments and militaries to again believe in God. It is also to stop every form of conspiracy in motion. The judgments of God's Holy Spirit cover every detail of life. When governments and organizations work steady to spread aggression, if not the latest medical news for their ethnic cleansing, among other things that are criminal and illegal, this requires a steady response from God's Holy Spirit. Before the world crown came into existence, the Holy Spirit has been responding to everything bad that occurs and that has occurred before, during, and after the year 1919, the starting date of our current judgment of God. The judgment of God counters political aggression and corruption, business corruption, child trafficking, femicide, LGBTQ aggression, and sexual corruption, as well as biological, psychological, and spiritual warfare waged against good citizens in every nation. The judgment of God will continue under any circumstance. My Holy Spirit has always been a champion of the people especially since white supremacy added communism and socialism to their list of governments. White supremacy is known to dominate many nations, directly, if not indirectly, by the training of militaries, militias, paramilitaries, and the governments of other nations. The judgment of God's Holy Spirit represents the government of heaven. The world crown also represents the government of heaven. The government of heaven on earth is instituted above the norms and standards of all governments. It is not always public. It is supposed to always be public, but it is not. Religions are supposed to be the public representatives of the government of heaven, but they, like government, are in need of reform and have failed to establish a working relationship with the world crown and are not yet ready, mostly because of the way they believe. If you need someone to blame for your missing leaders, that would be us, the world crown. Make sure your latest leaders, those who have not been judged, coordinate with each other to document that your leaders have been judged. This is done for the purposes of keeping good police and government records. Our emergency service for Interpol might give you some ideas. These are difficult days. It is always a good idea to tell the truth in times like today. The tendency of the status quo is to kill off leaders, cover up the disgrace of their leaders' judgment, only to further disgrace their leaders more by dishonoring their death. Sometimes a political conspiracy might say the leader was murdered or assassinated. Sometimes they say they died of natural causes. But in all cases, political conspiracies avoid telling the truth, that the grand leader was judged by God. Telling the truth is so you can help bring the judgment of God to yet another pause, and so we can proceed to forming better governments, better militaries, better business practices, better schools, and make life better for each other and every nation. News and information remain in a general state of emergency. If you follow us, you should be wise to all the propaganda, which are old conspiracies, which with the blessing of our Holy Spirit are being brought to a close. I want none of you to worry. The power of the Holy Spirit created many things without your presence, without your help, and without any prayer. Whether you pray or not, whether you believe or not, important things will get done in this world. Still, we welcome your help, and we bless and welcome your prayers. I bless all of my Holy Spirit's good religions. I bless all of your souls, above and beyond your understanding. We are still teaching readers about religion. New readers join us every day for the first time. Welcome again to the World Crown.